Welcome, welcome, welcome. Yes, I'm back. I'm back. How is everyone doing? I apologize for the technical difficulties. I apologize. I apologize. I hope all is well. So what I was saying before, um, I got off real quick because it was just, oh goodness, y'all. I have good news, but anyway, what I was saying before is I had to slow down on the reaction because the reaction been messing with my head. Like I am in a space in my life where I have realized if it's not going to better me, it cannot take all of my time and energy. That's what family members, friendships, significant other, my job, my businesses, if it's not bettering me. Because I truly believe we are what we eat, what we listen to, and what we read, what we consume. So I had to take a break and I was like, you know what? I'm more worried about what's going on with this lady. And it's toxic. And it wasn't even so much of she is toxic. Don't get me wrong. And when I'm talking about Peach. But it was the what came along with it, her comments, other reactors, and everything like that. That was just a lot of negativity consuming. And I definitely didn't want to be around the holidays and all that kind of stuff with that over me. So I was just like, you know what? I'm going to step back and take a break. And then I had to realize what God truly blessed me with. God don't bless mess. Okay. He does not bless mess. And when he said, I'm going to give you a platform to reach millions, he didn't mean reach millions and spread toxicity. Okay. That's not what he meant. Now we can talk. I have no problem talking, but it's not going to consume me consistently because that is something I'm not going to do. You know, I do see she had her twins. Congratulations. And for her, as toxic as she can be, and it really has more to do with how she was brought up, how she was raised, and she's mentally not ready to change. She's not ready to change because mentally she has not fallen flat on her ass to realize it's time for me to change. Snapping at my mom is not going to help. Snapping at Wood is not going to help. Snapping at your supporters is not going to help. So I had to realize that this was um I just had to slow down. Hey, Miss Karen, how are you? I had to slow down and I feel better that I've slowed down and taken a break from it. I think if I go ahead and consume a little bit, but not too much, and make sure that I keep my page. And I said this before and I reverted back to it. I said my lives will talk about different things, but as far as my actual content, long form videos, no, they're not going to be about her. Now, they could be about distinctively discussing women and mental health issues, but as far as just constantly talking about this girl, like, no, I'm not doing that. She is a lot to deal with. And it's not even that there's, and don't get me wrong, on social media, there are a lot of worse people than her. I feel like a lot of those mamas on TikTok and YouTube or any other platform, they're not taking advantage of the gifts they're not taking advantage of the gifts. God has blessed them with a platform where they can make so much money. And for them to still do wrong by their children, for them to still do wrong by their supporters, it's a lot to take in. Okay. It is a lot. Yes, I tried to give her the benefit of the doubt. And I feel like everyone is not everyone's cup of tea. Let's be honest. We all have maybe not a home girl, We might not have a homegirl or a cousin, but we might heard of someone that operates honestly just like Peach. We see it every day. You know, living ghetto fabulous, priorities screwed up. Hell, I could be honest, and I remember one time my priorities were screwed up. So I don't feel like I'm better than her or got it put together and all this stuff. But I just feel like we give her too much attention when we don't agree with everything she does. No, but hell, it's people that don't agree with everything I do, you know. And then when it got to the point where people were calling CPS, people were doing all, I mean, it just was to the point where I was like, whoa, 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 dark shadows. Like that is a lot to take in when you see people, the mental state, not just the mental state of Peach, but the mental state of people calling CPS, the mental state of people calling the police, people calling the school. And that is the dangerous side of content creation. You know, you put your life out there, you're going to get some haters, you're going to get some people that's going to come after you. You have to move safely, going live when people know where you're at, all this kind of stuff. I don't wish bad on anyone. I don't want anyone to be homeless. We can say, well, she should have paid her rent. She should have did this. Hell, I know a couple of homegirls that went and got their nails done, hair done at the club Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and ain't doing right by their children. You got family members that ain't doing right by their children, but on Thanksgiving and Christmas, y'all all is, oh, come on over. Yeah, yeah, yeah. But you know damn well 362 other days of the year, they're not doing what they're supposed to be doing. You know what I'm saying? Like, we can't let her foolishness consume us because she's never going to get the help she needs because she makes money off of it, unfortunately. You know, it's just, and I do, oh, I hate to say it like this. I know a lot of people are gonna say I'm not jealous of her, I'm not this, but when people really try to dig deep down and really figure out why does she irritate you so much? Why does she irritate you, but you're still tuned in? See, a lot of people don't want to talk about that. It's the nasty part of the brain that you know it's not good for you, but oh, you got your popcorn. But why are you tuned in? Are you tuned in waiting for the fall? Are you tuned in waiting for her to get it together? What are you tuned in for? Why are you invested in this grown woman's life who's going to continue to be a fool, going to continue to do things? And see, that's that inner work you have to do. You got to look at it and be like, man, okay, that girl crazy and stuff like that. But hell, I got a couple of them in Duval County that's a lot worse than her. But they're not prancing it all over social media. You don't see me going to the school lined up, seeing who coming to school without a jacket on, calling child protective services. You don't see me sitting in the cafeteria of my son's school paying attention to who's opening an empty lunchbox. Like certain things we got to just eat the meat and spit out the bones. You see what I'm saying? Like it's not worth all of that. You got E. Kane online. I blame us. I blame Black women. We have made E. Kane famous. We have not famous, but social media famous. We have made E. Kane, Shay Henson. Remember Portia? Y'all remember Portia on TikTok? Who would go to the store with no money and be on live talking about something. Y'all not gonna buy my baby no shoes. Y'all not gonna buy my baby no shoes. Y'all remember? So you got E. Kane who was fighting, Tempe fighting with her baby daddy, getting thrown on top of cars. Like we have made so many mentally unstable people social media stars, and now we sick of them. No, we created these monsters. We created these damn monsters, and now we can't get rid of them. Let's see what y'all saying. Hey, nature lover, how are you? Sad part is she wants to normalize being a cum dumpster and taking care of a man, and she can use her situation as a teacher on what not to do, but she'd rather drag people for their situation. Yes, and we all know hurt people love to hurt people. So if she can't really lash out on herself because she's not really ready to do the inner work and heal, of course she's gonna lash out on people. You all got that homegirl, that cousin, or somebody that you know of that is just bitter, nasty. Every time you see her, something going wrong. She functions in chaos. I mean, come on, we know people like that. Why? Because they don't want to do the inner work. She don't want to do the inner work and heal, and we can't force her. We can't force her, but the more views we give her, the more of us spreading her information, she gonna keep making money. And I'm gonna be honest with you, if you making almost close to 20,000, can go gamble, do what the hell you want when you want, don't gotta clock into nobody's job, would you heal? I don't know. If I was, 35, a little mentally off, I probably gonna keep it acting crazy too, because I'm gonna get paid to be crazy. True, let's be honest. Right. Just like the group. Yep. Yes, nature lover. Have the opportunity to make so much money, change your kid's life. Now, us as viewers wanted more than they wanted. They ended up Grip family. They said she was online doing, y'all figure out what I'm trying to do. They said she went down to the table and just took a line and kept it moving, baby. And then a lot of them get addicted. She's addicted to social media. She's addicted. And that's just like a broke person winning the lottery. They're not used to having anything. And then when they get a little something, something, they lose their mind. Duval. I'm not from Duval. My family is from Duval, but I've been here since 2011. Yes. Yes, it's just a lot to take in when you see Black women have the opportunity to just make so much for themselves and they choose not to. Okay, that's a good way to look at it. Cece said, I think some people watch and give commentary to give balance to the foolishness they spew. Okay. Oh, yep, Brene. Yup. Oh, girl. And she got a whole twin. I mean, just the dysfunction. Like, and I agree, you can check it and put out there, it is foolishness, especially for the young Black women that follow her and look up to her. The only thing I think of is truly being careful of how you put your information out there. We can go in on her characteristics and what she's doing all day. But when we start as Black women, and I know people are gonna say, "Oh, it doesn't matter. She's nasty to Black women and stuff like that." But you don't have to be that either. You know what I'm saying? That doesn't mean, hell, you see somebody on the streets doing drugs. That don't mean you got to do them. You see somebody on the street selling cootie, that don't mean you have to do it. So just because you see people being mean and nasty doesn't mean you have to do it. There's ways that you can still do your commentary, be funny, be happy, but you don't have to down her look. That's something medically that she would have to go change. That's something that God has made her in his eyes. And that's why I started coming from behind a faceless, because I know my teeth are effed up. And that's something I'm working on fixing. So I don't clown her. Before her to be able to come on social media every day and get drugged like she does, a lot of people can't handle that. Does she cause it many a times? Yes, she does. Because nasty people hurt people, want to be nasty to others and want to hurt other people. So I get it. I just don't agree with it. We can talk about, oh, she doesn't need to do this. She should look better. Her appearance. That doesn't mean I've said this plenty of times. That doesn't mean I feel you need to go get weave. I don't feel like you need to go get nails on, but you can still wash your face, moisturize, and comb your hair before you leave the house, because that is taking time for yourself. But, and we all feel different about it and everything like that. Yes, and that's my big thing for January 2025, Miss Cat Rivers. You got to teach people how to treat you. So I'm telling my women in the group, date yourself, love on yourself, how you speak to yourself. So if I portray, I'm gonna call everyone bees and hoes. That's truly how I feel about myself. So then people going to treat you that you're saying that you accept it, that you're okay with that. And that's when the problems come. Yeah, she's very, 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 very rough and nasty and all that kind of stuff. It's a hard pill to swallow. Yeah, it's a very hard pill. But I will say that inner dialogues. Yep. Yes, you are so right. The amount of young girls, but then we got to think about it, and I'm not saying she's on that level, but we got to think about who is it? You got Young Miami. She was telling girls what she would do for that 225 a month. You got young girls going to get BBL. So it doesn't just stop with Peach. And I think that's what a lot of us that have platforms, we can talk to people and say, hey, what she's doing is wrong. I don't agree with it. But at the same time, you're young and you're going to have to learn. But we're going to be here to tell you that what she's doing and how she's living isn't right. The same way we tell young girls sleeping with multiple men for money is not right. Um, Not having standards, not having boundaries, letting people use you, all that kind of stuff. We all know that's not right. But I agree. Right. That's true. People have to stop idolizing others and making them their gods. And when you read the comments, all you can do is just continue to put out positivity, continue to just send healing thoughts and prayers over them young, impressionable girls. America has come to the point where we idolize money. If you can make what she say a big bag, big bank, quick money, why not? That's the same thing. I'm 40. So I remember, I don't know if y'all remember in 2012 to 2017, you had these business coaches promoting a lifestyle on social media and telling everyone to quit their job. But they didn't go into detail saying how they were married, they were on their husband's health insurance, their husband's bill, all that kind of stuff. So you had women leave, I'm gonna be an entrepreneur, I'm gonna be this, I'm gonna be that, I'm gonna do this. And a lot of women ended up in debt and struggling by idolizing something you see off of social media. We have to remember social media is an illusion. You only have 30 seconds to a minute to get to know someone. Even in a long form video, that's edited and they're going to show you what they want to show you. So it's still where you don't see everything. I think what we start realizing is the ones that do sit on live every day, that show everything, that really don't have any true content, don't even have a message with their content. That's the ones we honestly made famous during the pandemic. We made a lot of these people famous. They make it where we don't have to connect with our lives. We can disconnect. We don't have to focus on what's going on. It's just like real time love and hip hop. You know, I pretty much don't even really watch love and hip hop no more because you have a lot of young girls idolizing that, thinking that's the way you're supposed to dress, that's the way you're supposed to carry yourself. You can fight anywhere, you can cuss people out, you can do all that stuff. So I had to stop watching it. Heck, Married to Medicine, I thought was a little bit better, and they doing a little too much for me, you know. But you are so right, Cat Rivers. People have to stop idolizing others and making them their gods. That is something that is so true, especially on social media. You're idolizing someone you don't know, and it's unhealthy. Unhealthy. Yeah, I had to stop. I had to stop. And I think when you get to a certain point and you realize they're scripted and what it's doing to you mentally and stuff like that, you just be like, Yeah, it's just a lot. But I am happy she's had her twins. I do pray that she gets the help she needs. Um, you know, I don't know what's going to come forth with this 9 kids. And I know a lot of people are saying, and I said this originally when she was having a baby, to be, especially pregnant with twins, knowing high risk, you have to make sure you live near a level 3 or level 4 NICU. People said that there is a NICU closer to her. Um, and people were commenting saying, oh, they wouldn't drive to take the baby milk. I'm a NICU mom. The NICU was 45 minutes away from where I lived at the time. My son was in the hospital 11 months. I wish someone would tell me not to go see my child. It's too much. I wouldn't be doing all that. That's your child. You might not be doing all of it, but don't fault that girl for feeling like she want to produce milk for her baby. Don't fault her for having that motherly instinct, because damn, if she didn't want to produce the milk, y'all would talk about her. Like, and that's where I think too, it's like, damn if you do, damn if you don't. She got her hair done, people wanted to talk about it. She do this, people gonna talk about it. She eat out, people gonna talk about it. She show her money, people gonna talk about it. She don't show her money, now she broke. She show the twins, oh, one of them still ain't a twin. She do this, oh, you caused this. Oh, you did this, you did this, you did this, you did this, you did this. It's like, well, can she do any right? And I know a lot of people say, well, she do so much wrong, but damn, can you acknowledge the right? I'm sure we all know someone that does a lot of wrong, but it's still a lot of right they do as well. That girl can take her baby to how did she end up in Tampa if they were in Orlando? Is Tampa in between Orlando and Sarasota? No, I think she honestly went to where she was comfortable at. Um I think that's how that she ended up there. I think she went where she was comfortable at and, could take care of her family. I think. Orlando has a great children's hospital as well. They have Arnold Palmer and stuff like that. It's a great children's hospital. Um, but I mean, I don't know. Yeah. Yeah, I mean that's what I wouldn't do. I wouldn't do that either. But obviously, I hate to say it, her and her mom have that type of relationship. Her and her mom have that type of relationship. She can act that way and can forgive her and stuff like that. That's the thing. That's something we might not do, but I'm sure we all know somebody that don't talk to their parents, right? I'm sure we all have seen an auntie that might have needed to knock your cousin out because, like how she's acting is not the norm. I wouldn't do it, no. But it's many of people that feel like they can talk to people any type of way because they're hurt, angry, bitter, and miserable. At the end of the day. Yep. Until they're yes. And that's why I'm like, people talking about something, oh, that's too much wear and tear on the car. You mean to tell me if your child is in the hospital, you going to say that's too much wear and tear on your car? You're going to say you're not going to try to come up with a schedule to figure out how you can go see your twins, whether she shouldn't have not had them, whether this, that, and the other. Them babies are here. Okay? They're here. And until you have experienced having to leave your children in the hospital, baby, that's something I feel like certain people, until you've had to be there, and want to take your baby home. Yes, I know she's done it before and stuff like that. You can talk to multiple parents who've had multiple children in the NICU. Every experience is different. Yeah, I believe her mother is an enabler because maybe some of the things she talks about is true. Yeah, and we saw that even more so this past, this whole situation over the last 2 weeks where I had to kind of step back. We saw the mother, they just alike. They been just alike. Them two are peas in a pod. Y'all believe she has been pregnant umpteen times and didn't know her water broke? I didn't Okay. See, so this one's the response. Her water never broke on its own. So, yes, I believe it. She always had the hospital break her water. It's different than it breaking naturally. That's right. I'm going wherever my child is. You wait for the tell me. And I'm like, okay, now y'all just want the girl to look bad. You just want her to look bad. Yeah, I'm driving to my child. Child boo, you crazy. It's all outdoors. If I know in the hospital, if you never had a child in the NICU, you don't know how much the NICU nurses and doctors stress you about what they call liquid gold. My son was born at 23 weeks and they bought me a dang on pump and was stressing me out, had me go to the WIC office to get a hospital grade because it was so early. Yes, the hospital. It's better for them because their intestines. The hospital stresses you about damn breast milk when your child is in the NICU to help fight off infections and stuff like that. Get your nutrition. So yes. So yes, I believe that. I'm going wherever, yeah. Right. And that's why I say you can't even kind of fault. That might be something you don't do. But after we saw how everything displayed last week and stuff like that, we know that's the type of relationship they have. As toxic as it is, that's their relationship. Did she ever say how many pounds the babies were? Yeah, one looked real big. It looks like they're both on oxygen. One looks like to be on either BiPAP or CPAP to help poor little tink tinks, but they are moving up in their amount of food they are getting. And I don't expect her to really share why they are in the NICU. I don't think she's going to experience and tell us that. My children are grown when they come on the way. Right. And you raise them where you guys don't have that type of relationship where they'll be disrespectful. It's all on how you parent. Right. And that's what I'm thinking. Like she went there because that's where she felt comfortable. She knew the layout. I think when you know you're about to have a baby in the NICU and she wanted to go somewhere because remember last time her and the baby were in different hospitals. He had to be so she wanted to go somewhere, that she felt familiar, where she knew the NICU, she knew the layout of the land. It might have been a slow leak at first. It might have been just a slow leak. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's real dangerous. Yeah. And me personally, I don't care how much we don't dislike, whatever. I personally feel like that's the double-edged sword of content creation. And that's why I say when you start doing content creation, you have to really decide what you're going to talk about, discuss, and how much of your private life you're going to share. Because once you start sharing, people automatically get offended when you no longer share. And honestly, that is your right. Like if she don't want to talk about how much her babies weigh, if she don't want to talk about That's fine. Get back to making some dang on lunches, going to the trampoline zoo, whatever you got to do to make your content, because this is your stream of income, only stream of income. So you have to make it make sense. If you don't want to talk about your babies and stuff like that, just make sure you have enough content to do. And she pumping out the content. She's still pumping out the content. Any amount of fluid while pregnant is cause for concern. I mean, you are right about that. You are right, but we know she was in denial. She was scared to go to the hospital. Because remember, we don't know what they told her through these other non-prenatal care visits. We don't know what the conversation was. Um, so yeah. And y'all, I have a soft place in my heart for Black women. And I want better for us. Do I agree with everything she does? No, not at all. Do I think she crazy? Hell to the yeah. Do I like how she talks to people? Not at all. Do I think she has any kids? Yeah, too many for me. Maybe too many for her. But I can't be the one, to judge. I really hate judging anybody, especially Black women. It Peaches is vulgar and cruel. Yes, yes. You got to pray for the babies. And when I worked at a transitional housing facility, I was like, these women need to do better. They need to get up and do this, do that. They got these kids, da 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 da. And I'll never forget one of the social workers. She sat me down and she said, "Hey, I'm gonna let you know, for this program to be successful, this is what you got to do. For you to be able to help the kids, you got to love the mother." And I said, huh? What you mean? If you want to help these children, you got to love the mother. Because if you combative and she combative, guess who's gonna lose out? The children. So I always remember that, as far as I want to be the one to say, all right, Peach, you done effed up, girl. You done messed up. But how do you get yourself out of it and not put yourself back in the situation? You can constantly, continuously put yourself in these types of situations. They're dangerous. They are dangerous for you mentally, for your children's future, your children's emotions, all that kind of stuff. You have a gift of gab. You are a storyteller. Write some more books on Amazon. Like the talent you have. But because you truly don't believe in yourself, that you feel you have to act an ASS, you got to drop it low. You got to be hood radish. You got to be ratchet. You got to be all this kind of stuff to make a dollar. But you won't see your true talent. You won't look back at your old YouTube that man done beat the dog daylights out of you. And I'm not talking about physically, I mean drained. He has drained. Y'all have drained each other, to be honest. Both of y'all have drained each other. And it's dangerous. It's dangerous. But y'all, we gonna keep uplifting. That's what we gonna do. We gonna keep uplifting. We gonna keep pushing her to do better. And she girl, I don't know. Like I said, we know until she's ready to do the work, she's not going to do it. Um, and it's unfortunate. It is unfortunate because you're making all these babies. I do. Bless your heart. I do. I do. I just want to sit her down and counsel her and just walk with her, talk to her, let her know her worth. It's not just about how tight coochie is. It's not about how good you can suck on the meat. It's about what you bring to your inner. Do he want to be around you? Do he want to hold you? Do he want to protect you? Y'all need to kind of go your separate ways for a little bit, but now you're in a toxic situation, trauma bond, toxic bond, all that type of stuff. You need somebody to help you with the kids. He needs somewhere to stay. Hell, y'all both done said it. This is dangerous. Yes, yes. I worked with. That's why I say we all know some people. We all do. We all know. Ooh, girl. So this was what I had to realize too. When I say TikTok, YouTube, and when I see what y'all push, now I will say I feel Instagram is not as bad. They promote a lot of body image. They promote a lot of body, images. But I do agree. When I saw how TikTok truly pushed the domestic violence, and yeah, the person might not get paid from it because, like Tempe explained, they ain't get paid, but you still push that out there. You know what I'm saying? So no, the content creator might not be getting a lot of money from it, but y'all pushing the foolishness. Oh, excuse me. Yes, she definitely does. After someone said to me that they co-parent, I can't see past that. I think she just doesn't want to let us know. But yeah, y'all definitely have a roommate co-parenting situation, and y'all just need to go ahead and admit to it. And it's okay because y'all in that type of situation. That's what. Oh, more than a label, you with me on that. Like I can pull back all the layers. Might be pulling back a lot of them, but I can pull back and I see that deep down inside, girl, you need a good hug. You need a good screaming session. You need an axe session. You need some plate breaking sessions. You need all of that, baby. Let it out. Let it out. Hit the pillow, scream, cry, whatever you're holding in. And if you don't want any of us to know about it, go into a room. You don't gotta write it down. Just scream, cry, let it go, release it. And it's a lot of Black women walking around holding on to stuff. Baby, we talked about it today. You put something out on the curb for the trash man to pick up. You know he coming 6 o'clock in the morning on Tuesday. You take your happy hits out there at 5:30. Go ahead and bring it back in. I ain't ready to get rid of it yet. You keep bringing in the trash. Keep bringing in the trash because you don't want to get rid of it. You're scared. Yeah, she keeps people at a distance though, because she has that she don't know how to connect with people. She don't know how to connect with people. Right. That's true. You got to think about it, but that's when they got to put aside their emotions and figure out how they can do it. And honestly, right now, they're gonna need a mediator and a counselor to divide that up. Oh, I know it's a lot of them going through it. I know. And a lot of people don't feel comfortable even telling what they got going on. It's a lot of people living in hotels right now. Women got an eviction, can't figure out where they're going to live, got these kids going to the school. It's like when I say it's people hurting out here, and she's right. You do got to keep going. You got to keep going. But it's a lot of women that are hurting. And that's why I say a lot of these women on platforms, the Shay Henson girl, you lost your place, your kids, all that kind of stuff. You have the access to make so much money. A lot of women don't have that. They can't, even though Peach was crazy for doing it, but to be able to sit online that long and make that money, that's good. She does need to grow up. You can't. Yep. Therapy is the best decision. No, she don't know how. She don't deserve any. She doesn't feel she deserves anything. Girl, that's a blessing, Island Dreamer. That is a blessing. But I'm gonna go ahead and get off of here. I'll probably come back on later. But we're gonna keep it positive, and we're not gonna dwell on her too much. We're gonna speak the positive, encourage her to do better, encourage other women that come in here. When y'all dropping stuff in the chat, y'all are spilling into other women as well, letting women know you are worthy, you are special, you are gonna make an impact. So y'all have a great afternoon. Thank you.